Morning, guys. Happy coffee talk. It's Saturday morning. It's like 7 a.m. I got up about 45 minutes ago and ready to rock and roll. Coffee this morning is in my Tree Star mug. This was a present from Fitme Client Service Manager Brooke, and I'm drinking that Anchorage coffee from one of my Fitme clients who gave it to me as a gift, and it's really, really, really good. I'm not surprised that Alaska has good coffee because Washington has good coffee, and I've learned that places that are dark and cold specialize in coffee. Like, that's the place to get coffee if you want good coffee. Like, hot places, they probably specialize in like pina coladas, and margaritas, not in amazing coffee. But I don't always do podcasts on Saturdays, but today I really wanted to because it's the last day of the year. It's December 31st. And so tomorrow is 2023. Confession, I'm doing zippity zero tonight. I actually plan to go to bed early because I'm going to get up tomorrow morning and do a New Year's hike. So that is my New Year's plan, is to go hike in the cold mountains tomorrow. And so I'm definitely not staying up late tonight. But it's the last day of the year, and so I felt like it's really important to do a podcast. Thank you for listening, by the way. It means a ton. If you like Fit Me Coffee Talk, like, screen capture it, share it. That's the only way people find out about it. I don't have sponsors or anything yet for this podcast, and so if you share it, that's how people find it. But anyways, thank you for listening. And if you've been listening for a while, thank you for staying. And thank you for, applying this stuff to your life. I want to share with you a concept going into the new year that I've shared before, but there is no more clear representation in my mind of how change works than this concept around consistency. And so before we go into January 1st and before we all commit to our new goals and our resolutions and the things that we're going to do, I want to share this concept with you because it applies to everything. It's called the brick method, and I've taught it in a couple trainings. And if you've heard it before, I want you to listen again, because sometimes these stories need to be heard in different seasons and different times for them to really make sense. And so what I want to compare are two options for achieving something. And so I want you to imagine we've got one mountain of bricks and a person, right? And they have to get this mountain of bricks up and over a hill to the other side. That's like achieving their goal, right? They have this mountain of bricks. They need to get it up and over to the other side to achieve their goal. And then a little ways away is another mountain of bricks, same size, and another person who has a hill to get those bricks up and over to achieve her goal. Now, person number one does the thing that most of us have done in our lives, which is this kind of like all or nothing mentality around change. She signs up for the, new year, new you, commit to perfect plan. And she's like, I'm going all in. I can't handle myself. I way overdid it. Last year, I didn't make any progress on my goals. This year, I'm doing it. I am all in. I'm committed. I'm going to move. So the most bricks she could move in a day is 10. And she's like, I'm committed to 10 out of 10 bricks. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do all the things. And I am committed. And I'm going to sign up with this plan. And it's going to kick my butt into shape. So she signs up with a handful of other people who are all committed to the all-in plan. And they all start moving 10 bricks every single day, extremely focused on it. They are doing the thing, 10 bricks every single day up and over the hill. And after about 7 to 10 days, which is what most people, when they're in those kind of things, experience, is that life happens. Something happens. And she gets thrown off and she doesn't get to move her 10 out of 10 bricks that day. Maybe she only moves 4. And she's like, I screwed up. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I didn't get to the gym. I didn't pack my lunch. And now I screwed up. And so because she screwed up, she's pissed and she doesn't go back to moving 10 out of 10 bricks tomorrow, because the whole concept that she was playing in, the whole frame of reference that she was operating in, was that you got to move 10 out of 10 bricks every day. And so she failed. She knows she failed. She didn't succeed. She doesn't like how that feels. When she's in, she likes to be all in. She doesn't want to be halvesies in. So she's like, you know what? I didn't know that the dog was going to get sick, and I didn't know that work was going to throw this thing at me, and I didn't know that I was going to tweak my knee. So I'm going to just push pause for a little while, and then I'm going to come back later. So let's just say she moved 80 or 90 bricks, because she did 10 out of 10. Let's generously say she moved 90 bricks. So she did Okay, I mean, she moved a lot of bricks, right? 90's a lot in 9 days. She probably even lost 5 pounds. Everybody's probably like, dang, girl, what are you doing? She's like, well, I can't wait to get back to it. Once life works out, I can get back to the thing that I was doing. But life was hard, and so she pushed pause. The dog got sick, had to go to the vet, kids were being crazy, work threw her an extra thing. Her knee felt sad, so she was like, I'm going to have to just wait on this for a little while, and then I'm going to come back later. So she does. She comes back later, like most people do during the year. And they go all in again, maybe 2 more times. Typically, because I've been coaching for a long time, I see this like all in mentality come in January. I tend to see it like in late April, right before things start to feel warm outside. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's summertime coming. I've got to go all in. I've got to get summer body. I've got to be ready for my shorts, all that. And then I tend to see it again in September. So September's like summer's been happening. It's time to get back on track. Everybody wants to go all in. So they go all in September. So let's just generously say that she goes all in a couple more times, but the same thing happens. So she moves a lot of bricks a little bit of times, throughout the year. This is the typical pattern, right? I was on track for a little while. I was making progress. Life happened. I stopped because in this frame, she has to be all in. She doesn't want to just be halvesies in. That doesn't feel good. You don't know how many times somebody has told me that over a consult call where they're literally saying the thing out loud that I'm talking about right now on this podcast, where they're like, well, I would love to do it now, but I have this and this and this, and I really like to be all in when I commit to something like this so that I can make sure that I'm successful. They're describing this scenario exactly. So our girl who does this all in, all or nothing kind of mentality, who committed 3 times a year to making some big change. She moved, let's just say she moved 9 bricks 3 times. That's 270 bricks. So at the end of the year, on the other side of the hill, she's standing there with a pile of 270 bricks. That's what she moved. That was her progress that year. So now we're going to look at the other girl. The other girl has a different mentality. Her mentality isn't that she has to move 10 out of 10 bricks a day. Her mentality is that she needs to do the best that she can do that day. And she wants to create consistency. Consistency is more important. Showing up and moving any brick at all is more important than how many bricks. And she knows that as long as she does the best that she can do that day and just keep going, that is her plan. That's the plan for her. So some days, this girl, she moves 8 bricks. Like, it's a really good day. She went to the gym. She packed her food. She didn't have junk food. She drank all of her water. She checked in with her coach. She did all the things. It's like an 8 or 9 out of 10 day brick day. She's killing it. And then the next day, life happens. Oh man, everything that could go wrong went wrong. And the day almost went sideways, except at dinner, she threw some vegetables on her plate instead of, the nonsense food that she didn't really want. And she drank a giant glass of water. And so she gives herself some points for that. So maybe it's a 2 brick day. She's like, it wasn't 0, but it definitely wasn't awesome. And so she continues to do this and work hard at showing up the best that she can on that any given day, moving as many bricks as she can. And some days it's 2, some days it's 8, some days it's 7. Some days she, can barely even move 1. Some days she feels like I can hardly even move 1 brick, but I'm going to do it. But the cool thing is she surrounded herself with other people who are doing similar. Just like the all or nothing girl did, we tend to pick people and jump into groups that are doing the things that we think will work. And so this girl also surrounded herself with people who are doing this consistency method and moving, a certain number of bricks, however many they can that day. So when she has a 2 brick day, they're saying to her, like a community would, hey, it's good, you can do this. Just pick right back up where you left off. Come on. Let's keep going. Tomorrow's going to be a better day. She's hearing that encouragement. And the other thing that's really cool too is she put herself in a position, whether she has a coach or whether she has a friend or somebody who has done this before, who can remind her the progress that she made when she feels frustrated. So remember, she's not just moving bricks across a flat surface. She's moving them up and over a hill, which means sometimes she loses sight of how much progress she's made because on, one morning she might wake up and she's thinking, I haven't done anything. I haven't made any progress at all. What the heck am I doing? And that mental banter starts to break down her belief system that she can just move 2 bricks or 7 bricks or whatever she can do that day, because she starts to question, like, I haven't done anything. I haven't made any progress. But because, again, she surrounded herself with either a coach, a good friend who's done this before, or somebody who has been along this journey a couple of steps ahead of her, that person's standing on the top of the hill and they're like, hey, girl, look, I know you can't see it right now, but I can see over there. Like, look how many bricks you've moved. You might not feel it right now, but I can see it. So just keep going. So our girl, with this consistency method, with this like show up every day and do the very best that you can, she moves an average of 6 bricks a day. 6 bricks a day, which is, in school, a 6 out of 10 is a D, right? So she is getting a big fat D every single day as an average of making progress towards her goals. But she keeps showing up. And again, some days she kills it and some days are hard and some days are average, but she just keeps going. So at the end of the year, our first girl, and again, when people are talking about all or nothing mentality, they sometimes get wrapped up around the idea that this is just like a mindset thing. And if this is the mindset that works for me, then it works for me. But I love this illustration because it proves that it's not just a mindset thing. If you operate one of these 2 ways, it will create different results, period. It's not just a mindset thing and how you like to operate. So girl 1 moved 270 bricks. That's how many she moved. She went 10 out of 10, 3 times a year. And even if we gave her a couple of more days, maybe she even went, let's say she went 10 days each time. So she moved 300 bricks throughout the year, going all in a couple of times a year. Her results were 300. Our other girl, who moved an average of 6 bricks a day, who looked like she was doing worse than the other girl. Those other times of the year when the other girl was going 10 out of 10, our girl was probably moving a 2 that day. And she was like, oh my God, maybe I should just do what she's doing. But moving an average of 6 bricks a day created the result of 2,190 bricks over a given year on the other side. Who got better results? It's not just a mindset thing. It's not just like, I prefer to do it this way. You can, but the thing is you're not going to get the results that you want. And so if you want to stay in this place of all or nothing mentality, or like, I have to be perfect or I'm not going to do it, or the stars have to align and my kids and my dog and my work and everybody has to get on board for me to do this, you are operating in that first frame. Instead, you could be operating on that make progress the best that you can every day frame. Surround yourself with people who are doing it too, who are on the same page with you. Put yourself in a position to be coached or mentored or led by somebody who has done it before, so you don't give up and you can have significantly better results. Not a little bit better. We're talking about 300 versus 2,190. And that's over 1 year. Imagine what that looks like over multiple years. And so as we get ready to go into 2023, if you can remember anything that I've ever shared on Coffee Talk, remember this illustration, this picture, this concept, so that when you have a 2-brick day, you remember that tomorrow can be an 8-brick day. And that if you just keep going and you just keep working at it and you just keep getting, what you can do for the day. I'm not saying like give yourself a pass. I'm saying do the best you can for that given day and keep going. And if you do that, you will have significantly better results. And you will understand that the people who are doing the all-in thing, it sounds and looks really good, but you won't be drawn to that anymore because you will understand why it doesn't work. And so give yourself that pep talk on a day that you have a 6-brick day. It's good. Keep going. When you have a 10-brick day, celebrate it. That's amazing. When you have a 1-brick day, it's all right. Let's go back tomorrow. This is how it's done. So if you want to make long-term changes to your body, if you want the results that you want, the bricks that you want to move to the other side are pounds lost, inches lost, energy gained, strength gained, whatever it is, this is how it's done. This is how it's done. And anybody who tells you otherwise is just reinforcing a belief system that does not serve your goals. Does it mean that they're a crap person? Probably not. But they're telling you something that does not serve the goals that you want. And so you don't have to do it. You get to choose. And so I challenge you to choose this way. So thanks for plugging into Coffee Talk. We have a couple things coming up. We have a free reset program in Fitme, and it is going to be so much fun. I am doing it. I want you to do it with us. It starts tomorrow, but it goes all month. You can join all month, and it's a program that you can participate in that starts you off on this consistency track that we're talking about. And so it will help you reboot after the holidays, shed some of those holiday pounds, get rid of the bloat, clean up your environment, all of the good things, and it's completely for free. So I'm going to put the link in the bio and the link in the show notes, and I would love to have you join us. We're going to have PDF support guides that I'm going to send out every week. You're going to get training and education. You're going to have a tracker, accountability, community, all of it. So you've got nothing to lose. Let's start the year off right. So thanks for plugging into Coffee Talk. If you haven't done so, subscribe to Fitme Coffee Talk on your favorite podcast platform. And if you're not a part of our Facebook group already, then come on over to the Fitme Community Facebook group. Request to join the group. I will add you. That is where all the action's happening for the January reset. And we're going to be offering free programs, games, and challenges all year in that Facebook group that you can participate in. So hop over to Facebook, request to join the group, and I will add you and see you over there. Take care. Bye.